Are you struggling to work out what to put in your artisan bio, whether it's on Instagram or maybe it's on your website or maybe it's on your Made It store? Well, reality is that you may be overcomplicating it. So today in the Handmade Daily, I'm going to be jumping into the idea of what you need to be putting into your bio and just a few of the things that you might like to keep in mind. My name's Lena and I'm the very proud owner of madeit.com.au, and I'm absolutely obsessed with being able to empower and help artisans just like you be able to really amplify and simplify the journey of selling online, because the world is changing rapidly and being able to sell online is going to be an incredibly strong tool for you to be able to use for the rest of your career. So when we're talking about bios, it's really interesting. One of the things that I find most common is that I think there's this idea that we need to make it sound like there's more than just me. And I often read in artisan bios where it's like, we do this and we do that. Now, if you're in a partnership, or perhaps there is more than one of you doing it, that makes sense. But if you're not, it's really important that you actually own the fact that it's you, because that's what's really going to sing handmade even stronger. And I think that when you're able to articulate, it's like, hi, I'm Lena, I'm a handmade artisan, this is what I create, this is where I'm based, and really feeding in the story that way. It makes it much more authentic. I think there's a few different types of bios that we can talk about. Let's say if you were submitting work for a gallery as an example, the sort of bio that you would want to be submitting there is very different to the one that you would be wanting to put on Instagram and again on Facebook or even on your website or your Made It store, right? I always think there's a few things that you want to make sure that you always include as a handmade artisan, literally saying that. Handmade artisan. You know, if you're a ceramic artist, you might want to put that. Handmade ceramic artist. The next thing that you want to be putting in there is your location. Now, of course, you know, for the majority of, well, all of the artists who are on Made It, it's that you're based in Australia. But can you share more about what your region you're from as well? I think that when people are buying artistry, when they're buying handmade, they also really connect into things that feel relevant to them in that region. I just have been at an artisan meetup, and one of the women who was there, and she bought some of these beautiful hand-painted cards. But because those birds really mean something to her, and they're Australian birds and they're birds that we see all around this area, so she's very connected to them. And it's all of these different aspects that we're wanting to put into your bio. Now, when it comes to, I guess, as far as Instagram, for an example, there's a few things that I also think that need to be in there. Your first name, you know, unless you're some major giant, even then I'd beg to differ as a handmade artisan, that you're at the core, you're at the base of everything that you do. So people being able to actually send you a message and say, hey Penny, it's great to meet you, is a really important part of the step. And it leads into that example as well, that you're leading saying, I would love you to message me. I would love you to inquire about my artwork. I would love to have the opportunity to sell to you as well, right? It's changing the lens and really making it a lot more conversational. Now, when it comes to an Instagram bio, and maybe what I might do is do another Handmade Daily specifically about all of the different bios that you might have in different locations. So please, in the comments, let me know where you're getting stuck with your bio, and I can come back with some specific feedback on that. But also, it's a great opportunity for me to create another Handmade Daily video on that particular topic as well. But in Instagram, there are absolutely some words that need to be picked up. So if you are a ceramic artist, you're going to be wanting to make sure that you've got ceramic or pottery or however it is that you position yourself, so that if someone is searching specifically for ceramics, that you're going to pop up in that instance. One thing that I would say with that is that Instagram, Facebook, any of the platforms, right? The AI that they're using, it's not only just picking up what's in your bio, but it's also what's picking up in the copy of your posts and in the images that you're doing. The AI can actually read the images of what it is that you're showcasing. So it's almost like the bio is just the starting. And I like to think on social media, it's a little bit like, if someone's standing straight in front of you, you can use the markets as an example, and they were like, they didn't know what you do. You had your things in a box and it was hidden. They said, oh, hi, what do you do? It would be like, Hi, I'm Lena. I'm based in the Northern Rivers. I'm a passionate sewer. I love making clothes. I love creating the ideal garments that for me, where the fit is everything. Now, that is going to read so much better than having a very generic ChatGPT formulated bio where it's almost robotic. I'm a big believer that when you're introducing yourself in a bio, treat it as if you're having a conversation with someone in person. And the more warm, the more heartfelt that you can make it, the more likely it is that you're going to be able to create that wonderful connection. So this is just a little bit of juice to get you going on your artisan bio. And again, it's going to be different depending on where it's going to show up. So let me know which bio that you're working on, and let's line that up for the next Handmade Daily. Bye.